goal! Taken down, referee blowing it. Good advantage for Spurs. It's to be fouled! Oh, sick! That's going to have a crack. He is, you know. Oh, I say!
Messi. Oh, brilliant skill from Lionel Messi. Surging forward with real menace here. Brilliant from Messi. Oh, what a goal that is!
I've only gone and done it again. That's the 5th show in a row. Apologies. I put the show on mute for the so you can't hear me while the intro's going on, and then I keep forgetting to unmute myself. Good morning. How are you all? How are you all? Please ignore my hair. Definitely need a haircut, and I've got a wedding on Saturday to go to, so I'm not actually going to be around for the Burnley game. Got a wedding, and I've said to myself, right, I'm not going to get any of this cut until the wedding, and now I'm starting to feel all a little bit big up to you guys and girls. 5 days to go. 5 days to go. It's all getting a little bit squeaky bum time, right? Apparently, we're in for a big week. If you listen to the likes of Ali Gold, you listen to the likes of Fabrizio Romano, we're in for a big week. At Spurs, that could mean anything, couldn't it? A big week. Let's have a look at some of the people in the chat, and then we'll have a look at some of the stories dominating the Tottenham Hotspur headlines this Monday morning. So happy Monday to each and every one of you. Before we get started, let's have a look, see what Fabrizio Romano has said in the world. More news about Pavard to Inter Milan. You know that's going to get done at some point, right? Man City are increasingly confident to get Matheus Nunes deal done. They've had a bid of 60 million euros plus submitted to Wolves yesterday. Barcelona look like they're opening talks with a wonder kid called Fermin Lopez. Barcelona just keep doing it, don't they? Rob Holding expected to leave Arsenal. Rob Holding, anybody? No, didn't think so. Didn't think so on Rob Holding. And also Tottenham in the last 2 hours, Romano announcing what I think we all knew anyway. Let me bring it up on the screen so everyone can see exactly what it is Romano has said on this. Alistair Gold mentioned this last night. Fabrizio Romano, there we go. Fabrizio Romano has said Tottenham prepared to approach. I like it. We're prepared to approach. Not that we've approached, not that we've bid. We're prepared to approach Nottingham Forest for Brennan Johnson this week. And Postecoglou has already approved this potential move. Not an easy deal, as Forest already rejected big proposals, but interest in Brennan is growing now. Listen, let's be brutally honest. You wouldn't have it any other way, would you? Not an easy deal. Come on, no deal with Tottenham Hotspur's easy. Most clubs go down, whack their money down, get your bloke. Let's be honest, what are we going to do here? We're going to take forever. We're going to be in talks about, what about 15 million plus this, or 20 million plus Sanchez, and 40 million plus 5 million add-ons, blah, 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 blah. We all know how this pans out. So that's the morning news. I don't think there's anything else. Romelu Lukaku looks like the deal could be wrapped up today for a loan move from from Chelsea to Roma. So keep an eye on that one. That one could be very interesting. Darwin Núñez scoring a brace for Liverpool last night. Great news if he's in your fantasy team. Newcastle going down. Aston Villa beating Burnley away 3-1. You had Man City winning away 2-1 at Sheffield United. I think that the scoreline gave it a little bit more of an edge, but really Man City literally parked their own bus in Sheffield United's penalty area. Tottenham Hotspur, we won. Arsenal drew. Man United came back from being 2 down against Nottingham Forest to win 3-2. Everton lost again. It's all happening, isn't it? It's all happening. And in the Friday night football, Chelsea claimed their first win of the season, 3-0 over Luton Town at Stamford Bridge. So it's all happening. The Premier League is back in full swing. Everyone's played 2 games now, and we'll have a quick look before we do some hellos. We'll have a quick look to the Premier League table, and we'll have a look and see how happy we all are with this. So here's the Premier League table. Let me bring this up for you. There we go. What do we make of this? Everyone happy? I mean, it's early doors, right? I'm always one of those, you know me by now. I'm one of those, I'm cautious. I'm always cautious. I see every season lots of predictions that get made after a couple of games, lots of people getting carried away. Then when things don't quite go to plan, people then go, oh, I can't believe this. And it's like, well, you can believe it. It's just you went all a bit crazy with your predictions early on. There's no surprise at the top of that table, right? Man City played 3-1-3, and then West Ham, Tottenham, Liverpool and Arsenal all tucked in behind on 7 points, followed by Brighton, Villa and Man United all on 6 points. Other than possibly Chelsea will get back up there, is there anyone else that should be up there that's not? Newcastle United down in 13th on 3 points, but you could say they have played 3 tough games to start the season. Aston Villa, tough game, which they made light work of. Man City, and then Liverpool, 3 tough games. So can you read too much into it at this stage of the season? I'm not sure you can, but it's nice reading. Big up to Eamon Burns. Big up to you. Hope you're well. Jessica is in the house. Big up to you. Just a girl who loves Spurs, Kate. Hey, how you doing? Are you okay? Big up to you, Kate. Very happy Monday morning to you indeed. Vinny Rowley said, big up Savva. What a weekend of football. Chelsea winning, Spurs winning, Arsenal drop points, Liverpool win at the death, and Man City late goal, and Man United comeback. Yeah, it's been a very good weekend of football. I just love watching football. It doesn't matter who it is. I love watching it. Big up to Skyline. He's after Orban. Big up Paul Shepherd. Very nice words. So big up Savva. The new Spurs are going to make it a big year for football heritage. Yeah, let's hope so. We're doing what we do. We're moving forward, but thank you very much. Good morning, Richard Jones in the house. Nige, big up to you, mate. Nige from Pure Coys. I'm going to message you today. We're going to get you on this week, Nige. It's about time you and I did something. Just check and see, is there any football news? No, there's nothing that's coming from Spurs there. I'm sure we will expect from YouTubers this week a lot of videos, because there's going to be lots of news that flies around, lots of reports, lots of bids going in and bids being rejected and all that kind of stuff. Mike Naylor has said, I don't think we can judge Richarlison on 3 games. I'm not just so you know, I'm not going to get deep into this, but I don't ever understand these type of comments. I'm not judging Richarlison on 3 games. He's been a professional footballer for 10 years. Why are we just accepting that? He's played his best ever year is 13 goals. Surely we can't have the Richarlison conversation again. Palmsy said, good morning all. I'm off to walk the dogs, but listening in. Big up to you, Palmsy. Big up to your dogs. Mike Naylor's come back in again and said, we have Son and Valise as backup till Jan window. Richie should be judged in that window. Nope, I'm judging him over the last 10 years of his career. Like, I know Spurs fans just want to completely put the blinkers on and pretend that the last 10 years didn't happen. They did. He's not a goal scorer. Why are you expecting one now? Rinketic, big up to you, my friend. Skyline back in the chat. Andy Grant, good morning to you. I said, morning, Savva from sunny Lincoln. Lincoln. How's the Vikings going? Do you know what? I've been slack with it. I've been streaming so much. I've been really slack with it. I'm still on season 1. I really need to get back to Vikings. I really, really do. But big up to you, Andy Grant. I hope all is well. And thank you to everyone, by the way, who tuned in last night for the Spurs review. Drula, good morning to you, who's a channel member. Said, good morning, Savva, and all in the chat. Good morning to you as well. Moldy Pickle said, Postecoglou has green-lighted the signing of Brennan Johnson, supposedly, but is also someone the club have wanted for a number of windows. So is it really a player Post would choose himself? Are my thoughts? Listen, that's always going to be the question. It's not like this is the first time we've been linked with him. So I don't know. It seems like it's... I'm going to reserve judgment. Listen, I will say, if it's a player that Postecoglou wants, we get behind it, right? But as football fans, everyone's allowed their own opinion, right? I don't like all of this, you're not allowed an opinion because Postecoglou wants a player. Of course you're allowed an opinion. The same way you're allowed an opinion when Poch wanted a player, or Conte or Jose or Nuno. Same with Postecoglou. You know, we're all allowed an opinion. It's what we're here for. Isn't it why these type of channels and debates exist, right? For that very reason. Richard Jones said, the longer we play Richarlison up front, the lesser the chance of getting top 4. It's mind-boggling that we haven't brought in a proper centre forward yet. Isn't it funny? You get comments like this, then you get Mike Naylor pretending he's a good centre forward. You've got to have a laugh, haven't you? Steve D has said, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Steve. I hope you're well. Drula, yeah, lots of reports that Man United are inquiring at least about Serge Reguilon. How would you feel about that, people? For me, I'm comfortable with it. He can go. It is what it is. Have a shot early in the morning. Big up. It's me. Tigaro, Single Parent Theory said, question, big up, Tigaro. You're always so generous. Thank you so much, my man. Has said, has there been any manager in Premier League history that has reinvigorated, captivated, and galvanized a club, squad, and fan base in only 2 months ever? Look, yes. I mean, look, it's difficult because it depends if we're talking about the beginning of the summer. It depends if we're talking about new manager bounce. I mean, for example, could we not say this very same thing about Unai Emery last year when he came in? Unai Emery. Jose Mourinho in his first couple of months at Spurs, everything went great, was swimmingly well. I'm sure there's many, many examples. But hey, I get your point. I think he's done brilliantly. Love Big Ange. Happy birthday for yesterday, Big Ange. And we move forward. We move forward. Good morning to Tyrell Gunner. What happened to your boys at the weekend? It's not, so far, not looking as fluid. Look, you'll be happy, right? 7 points out of 9. Yeah, you wanted 9, but I feel like Arsenal need to get their fluidity back for your sake. For me, I enjoy it, but for your sake. Bobby Andrews said, morning, Savva. Hope all is well, pal. Big up to you, Bobby. I'm well, thank you. Brennan Johnson isn't a striker. I personally think Sonny will eventually play as the 9 with the likes of Johnson and Kulu alongside them. Yeah, I think that. I think if you're bringing in Brennan Johnson, it will be really interesting to see, does he go through the middle? Does he go out wide? Does he go out wide and Sonny moves to the middle, and who goes to Kulu to the left? I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do. But listen, there's 5 days. In the world of Spurs, that feels like a year. So let's see what happens in the next 5 days. Let's have a look. Some of the stories that are taking place at the moment. Yes, Spurs are interested. According to all reports, the 3 players that we're interested in, they're all wide men. They are all wide men. This might tell you that apparently Postecoglou doesn't want a centre forward. Please bear with me. Sorry, really dry mouth today. So the 3 players that Spurs are linked with heavily in this last week of the window are Bakayoko of PSV, who's obviously the guy that came in and took the place of Madueke when Madueke left PSV to go to Chelsea. Ansu Fati is another one that Tottenham are looking at from Barcelona. Barcelona are saying that he's not going anywhere and they're happy with him, but it's the last week of the transfer window. Ansu Fati, someone that can play across the front line. For me, whenever I've watched Barcelona, he looks much better from wide than he does through the middle, but we'll see. And the third wide man is, of course, Brennan Johnson, and this is causing a lot of divide. Let me know your opinions in the chat. What do we think of Brennan Johnson? Lots of people seem very, very happy with him, and lots of people seem very, very upset. So I'm a bit meh about it, to be honest. It's not a signing where I go, oh, we mean business. It's not a signing where I think, oh my God, the player's horrible. It's just okay type of signing for me. Just it's all right. It's okay. He could come in. He could be a revelation. You never know, do you? You never know. Look how many big names have come into clubs and not set the world alight. So let's see. Game of Throw-ins said, morning, Savva, and the chat. I hope you're all well. The question is Johnson really the answer? Personally, I think not. Interesting. Big up, Tigaro. Morning to you. Big up the super chat. Another one from Tigaro who has said, Sav, Robbie Williams is singing about him. Yeah, I did see that. I thought it was quite funny. I also think it's going to come back to ridicule us. This is the sort of thing that Arsenal do when they make songs and stuff and then we ridicule them. I can see this coming back to bite us, but very funny at the same time. Big up to you, Tigaro, Single Parent Theory, always very generous. Thank you so much. I'm going to skip ahead to some of the comments because there are so many. Chris has said, Udogie is proving himself to be an excellent prospect. Do you think Porro can continue his form, or is it inevitable mistakes will happen? I think there's no reason why he can't continue his journey. I think what we've got to say is mistakes will happen with all of them, right? Mistakes are part of human life. Mistakes are going to happen. It's about limiting those mistakes, right? You know, a doggy is 22. A doggy is 20. Van der Ven 22. Porro 23. They're all playing in a new back four together. There's going to be mistakes. And I think what's important is we don't jump on them the moment a mistake is made. But it's going to be interesting. Good morning to Frankie Kiernan. Good morning to you. Good morning to Leo Land Lego. Good morning to Scott Colliver. Hope you are well. Oh, God, it's not. Look at the state of this bad boy. No. Big up to the Winter Surfer. Thank you very much for the kind words. Kudos has said, morning, Savva. I suffer from a panic attack today, but your show will hopefully help me perk up. Listen, dude, I hope you're all right. Grab yourself a drink, sit on the sofa, chill out a little bit, and hopefully the panic attack is long gone now. But big up to you. Hope you're well. O'Neill, oi, Savva, oi to you. BVB David, hello. Felix is a flop and the Premiership won't suit him. Felix, as in Yao Felix. Oh, I don't know. I'd take Yao Felix all day long. He's a tremendous footballer. Gonna have to disagree with you on that one, Bobby. Johnson is coming probably the last day. Levy loves the drama. I think he likes a late deal, but sometimes it doesn't always work. Snipes, I did it again, didn't I? I forgot to change my team around. I do every Friday. I come on here and say, don't forget to do your teams. And then I just forget to do my own. I think I got 60 points this weekend. I think all three of my strikers scored. 2 of my midfielders scored. But it wasn't the greatest. But hey, it is what it is. I'm never, ever good with those things. Nana Hotspur said this transfer window, like any other Spurs window, is causing me nothing but indigestion. Drooler has said Sky Sports transfer news reporting we're looking to get in a defender, a midfielder, and a striker. I'll believe it when I see it. Listen, good. If that happens, absolutely brilliant if that happens. So let's see. I would be well up for that, but let's see if it happens. Dylan said, big up, Dylan. I hope you're well, my man. One of my main guys in one of my main WhatsApp groups said Johnson easily a club ID signing that AP has agreed. Wonder if there's any truth in the Jonathan David rumours. Yet another one that we're rumoured to be looking at. I wonder how much Lille would ask for Jonathan David, because this guy keeps scoring goals for them. I keep seeing Spurs fans say they're not impressed by him, but he keeps scoring goals. Interesting. We seem to back lots of players that don't score goals, and then when players do score goals, we seem to have a reason why they're not very good. Spurs Live, morning, man. Hope you're well. Said, good morning, Savva. Hope you're doing well. Big up to the chat. Subscribe. Big up, Josh. Thanks for coming on last night. Thank you for making your debut on the Spurs review. Ben Spurs has said it's starting to look less like we're going to get a centre-back. We are doing it again. Good start to the season, just for it to go to pot when injuries force us to play Sanchez, Davis and Dyer. Have faith, my man. 5 days left. Monday, today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And Friday, I've got a mammoth transfer show for you. We're going to be going for about 11 hours in the hope, in the promise that transfers happen. Obviously, there'll be transfers across the world, but in the hope that you see someone outside Hotspur Way going, I can confirm that Gift Orban is in the building. You know, that sort of a conversation is what we want to be having. And big up to absolutely everyone in here. You're all very welcome. There's over 525 of you. So big up to each and every one of you. Mike Naylor, you're getting far too carried away. You're getting so carried away in every one of your comments. We've got to slow down a little bit. Apart from City, Tottenham shouldn't fear anyone. Let's slow down a little bit. We've had good starts to seasons before. Let's take it game by game and not start telling the world that we're brilliant. And then when it all goes to pot, we have to scramble around. Proud to be a Geordie. I said, run the likes up, people. Gutted from yesterday. Howe bottled it. I like Eddie Howe. Strange substitution for me, taking off Anthony Gordon, who was all over Trent Alexander-Arnold. He had his beating every single time. Every single time he took Alexander-Arnold to the cleaners and he took him off. Seemed a bit strange. Do I miss Harry Kane? I mean, you're always going to miss a striker of Harry Kane's ilk, but he's gone. We move on. It's done. For me, that was done a long time ago. I said this at the beginning of the summer. that Harry Kane wants to leave. It wasn't a surprise. It shouldn't have been a surprise to anybody at all. Listen, I agree. I always think, look at the table, about 10 games in, it starts to form, doesn't it? It starts to form itself. But it is what it is. Hobbers, big up to you, Hobbers. Channel member has said, Richie works hard, but no end product. Time to realise he's not good enough. Yeah, there's a lot of talk around this guy at the moment. Tiger wants, gimme Orban after midnight. Well, let's be fair, we need him before midnight if we're going to get that done. Jean Gray Mark II, big up, and said, much respect, Savva. You just got to love the Prem. Keep up the great content. Thank you very much. It's always nice to hear some nice things, isn't it? In this YouTube game, you hear a lot of bad things. So thank you very much for that. Listen, absolutely. Nuno was top after 3 games. Early, still far too early. Look, I think it's an age thing, right? Look, I'm 40 now. I've seen many a season start brilliantly, many a season start badly. I don't think it really tells you a lot. Let's see where we are after 10 games. Let's get through Liverpool. Let's get through Arsenal. Let's get through these tough games, Fulham away in the cup. Because this is the problem. I think it's all going really well. Of course it is. There's nothing to not be happy about. But, hypothetical, lose to Fulham and then don't beat Burnley next Saturday, and all of a sudden, everyone who's talking about no one's to fear, all of a sudden, everyone's crapping themselves again. So let's get those results out the way. I think some people just, especially when I see it's older people that should know a lot better than just, let's just take our time. Take our time. Daniela Zito said, good morning, Savva. Good morning to you. Are you looking forward to the Carabao Cup tie versus Fulham tomorrow night? In his post-Bournemouth press conference, Anne said he will make some changes. I still hope Maddison starts. Yeah, he said he'll make changes. I'm looking forward to seeing how many. I wouldn't change too much, if I'm brutally honest with you. I wouldn't. I want to see some consistency. The players shouldn't be tired. Right, they're 3 games into a brand new season. There shouldn't be this need for resting everybody. But let's see. Let's see what happens. Big up, Phil P. in the house. Hope you're well. When are you back from France, my man? Hope you're good. Colin Biggs has said points on the board is great, but for Big Ange, as he has a free run this season. I don't think Spurs fans will let him have a free run, but we will see. Mark has said he's been judging Richie since he was 16. I mean, I think this is the thing. He's been playing pro football for 10 years. He's had 10 seasons, and apparently now we're not allowed to judge him still. But okay. Hugo Bosswood has said to Mike Naylor, is really Richie trying to get others to give him a chance? It is what it is. You know what will happen? Against Fulham, like a ball will kind of hit him on the backside and go in, and everyone will go, oh, see, you just need to play him into form. I just don't think he's an out-and-out goal scorer, is he? Which is a worry. I'm not even saying he needs 30. I don't even think this guy gets you 15 Premier League goals, which is a real worry for a club like Tottenham Hotspur. Tiger Lily has said, good morning, Savva, and your cute dog. The cute dog is just behind me. Cute dog is just behind me, looking at me as if to say, what time are we going for a walkies? And that will be a bit later on. Philly, 2109, big up and good morning to my brother Savva and everyone in the magnificent chat. Big up to you, Phil. I hope you're well, my man. David Issat said, if Dyer doesn't leave or any Deadwood, tell them they will be serving tea in the cafeteria or training on training and match days. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'd love that to happen. I don't quite think it will, my friend. Joshua Hurt, I'm going to have to skip forward. Mr. Post Office made a good point. Says Spurs fans are the only fans who talk about manager signings versus club signings. I think the key thing for me is I think every signing is a club signing, right? I don't know how it can not be, just for me. Steph, ACM has said, morning, Savva, hopefully Inter drop points and Napoli look the business too. AC Milan fan there. Didn't AC Milan win convincingly yesterday? Maron has said, I told you, Savva, Solomon leaving to Chelsea. I don't think he's allowed to leave to Chelsea. You're not allowed to leave in the same window, are you? I'm pretty sure. I don't know where you got that from. Adam has said, Fatty from Barcelona, any thoughts? I've got a video coming out about Fatty and Bakayoko later. Also a video about Brennan Johnson. But yeah, I'd take Fatty all day, every day. George said, Richie, 15 minutes in the second half, not worthy of any league. It's a tough one, isn't it? I think a lot of people want him to be better than he is. I just don't think they've done that thing yet where they admit. You know what? I tell you the funny thing. I think for years when I was on Twitter, on Facebook and whatever, and on here, had conversations down the years along the lines about Eric Dyer not being good enough, Serge Reguilon not being good enough, Sissoko, Lo Celso, Ndombele, Lamela, Lucas Moura, Bergwijn, Janssen, Sanchez, Tanganga, Roden, Emerson Royale, Jed Spence, having these conversations year in, year out. And fans, I love it. The same fans that will go, oh my God, no, give them time. We're now 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years with some of them. And they're going to do it again with Richarlison. Because unfortunately, some fans don't want to open their eyes and say, you know what? Yeah, this isn't a good player. But each to their own. If you want to like bad players, I can't stop you. I'm going to move forward. Marcus said, Son, no goals or assists this season. I wonder why. Yeah, he's definitely got to pick that up. I really think he's got to pick that up moving forward. Dingo Yee just said Robbie Williams. Robbie Williams singing the song. Az Miller said, a big up. I'm a Liverpool fan. I rate Johnson a good little player. You could sign a lot worse. P.S. Nunes. Listen, I would rather Darwin Nunes than Richarlison. I'll give you that. I think Darwin Nunes needs a run of games. I really do. Mike Naylor said, why do people think Sonny is going to do better than Richarlison? How many goals has Son scored recently or even looked like scoring? Dude, come on. Son is 10 times the finisher and player that Richarlison is. I've been harsh on Sonny in the past, but Sonny is 10 times the player that Richarlison is. I think at this stage, your pride is getting in the way, Mike, rather than admitting that you don't know a good player when you see one. I'm so sorry, but you don't. You can't. Listen, Sonny will score way more goals through the middle than Richarlison. Gunnar Jake said, morning, Savva. Great show as always. Just wanted to say it's good to finally be able to celebrate Kane as a world-class player. Oh, God. Steph has said, Johan Bakayoko is an unbelievable player. Yeah, I like him. I've seen him play a few times. I like him. I would definitely take him. Kate has said, Savva, keeping Richarlison as the number one will upset me. Yeah, me too. Me too, Kate. Me too. Good morning to Fran, United Cove. Good morning to you, Fran. I hope all is well. Steph ACM has said, I'd be surprised if Yoko goes Spurs. He's a serious player. And a lot of clubs are sleeping on him. Milan were monitoring him. I guess it all depends on who wants to. Live the TikTok. Okay. Sorry, somebody's messaging me there about TikTok. I suppose it all depends on what does this player want. If he wants to get to the Premier League quickly, if Spurs were the only club in for him, I think, are we a step up from PSV? I'll let you guys answer that. DMB Forever said Johnson is an okay signing, so I'm going to skip forward. There's a lot of comments. Amin, Korea. I won't be able to get to everyone's comments. I do apologize. There's over 620 people in the chat, so I won't be able to get to all of them, but I will try my best as always. Amin has said, who is your best young player so far, Savva? Doggy, Mickey, Porro, or Sarr? Oh, I don't know. 3 games in, all of them. 3 games in, I think they've all done brilliantly. I'm not going to pick favourites for my own kids. Would I rather have Richie's touch or Kulu's right foot? Oh, God, neither. I think both are very poor. George said, can't believe bloke on yesterday didn't rate Vicario because he's too showy. He is Italian after all. You can't do any more than save them. The save on header in the Man U game was world class. Yeah, listen, each to their own. I suppose why we love football, George, right? Football debating points. I think that's the beauty of it. You want to have debates. I think, can you imagine if I had 600 people like now all in here and everything we said was, do you know what? It's brilliant. There's nothing to debate. Don't worry. It's all good. Don't worry. Let's not talk about anything. We're really good. We don't need to improve anywhere. Everyone's great. No one needs to be sold. No one needs to be bought. It would be a bit strange, wouldn't it? Harry Barry Spurs said I would really love Brennan Johnson's sign. He gives the forward line some more pace, which I think we are lacking. He definitely does give them pace. I've really got to skip forward. I'm stuck on 10:23 and it's now 10:34. Andrew has said, hi, Savva, you just need to look at the players Ange brought in other clubs. He identifies players that work in his system. So we need to go with what he wants. Listen, I agree with you. I think the question earlier was, well, you know, Spurs have been in for Brennan Johnson before. So is this someone he wanted or somebody that he's green-lighted? Very different. Really sad. Felix, great player, granted. He's a man-child that sulks, creates issues wherever he goes. He will completely bring the mood down. Listen, I don't know his temperament. I don't know his attitude. Listen, I'll let the other clubs sort it out. But if you are a player that's played for Atletico Madrid and Barcelona want you, you can't be terrible, can you? EAA has said Brennan Johnson is very good at carrying the ball at speed, can go down the line and a willing runner. But a lot of these strengths are in transition rather than combination play. Now, I think that is a really good point. When you watch a lot of what Brennan Johnson does, it is very much in a team like Nottingham Forest that are a counter-attacking side. Like he says, in transition. There's a big difference between able to do it in transition and being able to do it when you actually have a lot of the ball and teams part the bus. I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying there's just some things to think about there. So big up to absolutely everyone in here. There's 633 of you. So good morning. Happy Monday. And let's hope this is a great week for Tottenham Hotspur in the transfer market. Come on, Spurs. Come on. Just one of these windows. I want to get to the end of the window and go, oh, yeah. You know that window you want where you go, right, the manager's got no excuses, right? Because you've bought brilliantly. That's all I want. Big up Lewis has said, morning Savva, loving the chat. Pleased with Spurs so far this season, but the league is a marathon, not a sprint. Very, very true. Very wise words there, Lewis. I agree with you, my friend. It is definitely a marathon. We have got Tisnado in the chat. So let's get those likes and subs up for Savva. Thank you very much, Tisnado. Big Wolf 14, he loves Richarlison. He will come good. I mean, 10 years we've been waiting. 10 years people have been waiting for him to come good. Let's see when he does. The real N 7 years, big up. I said the back four has improved massively, but now we're seeing the deficiency of the front three. Can't disagree with that. Can't disagree with that. I do think Harry Kane held that three together a long time. Big up. Bobby Andrews said, Sav, you'll go for 11 hours and leave. It will kill your fun with 0 through the door. Yeah, but you know what? Listen. As much as it will be about Spurs, think of how many ins and outs there'll be. Think of all the transfer news, the breaking news. Be a great laugh. So join me. I'll be doing bits with Henry on that day, bits with Sean as well. So big up to all of you. And big up to Sacanelli in the chat. Said, we miss Xhaka so bad. Don't know what you have till it's gone. Do you know what I think you miss more than Xhaka? I think you miss a competent manager. Let's be brutally honest. You wouldn't miss Xhaka if you had Partey and Rice as your midfield too. I think the whole world, look, I know we're not Arsenal, but everyone in the chat, 622 people right at the moment. Sorry, 637 people right now. It changes every second. Sorry, if you were Arsenal, I know we're not, but surely doesn't it just make sense, the midfield trio of Partey, Rice and Odegaard? Like that triangle there, Partey, Rice, Odegaard. Isn't that like a brilliant midfield three? Like, as Spurs fans, it's wonderful to see Arteta doing really silly things, but it just doesn't make sense. Steve, good morning to you, has said, morning, Savva. Any news about the Dyer and Sanchez exit? Not yet. It's only 10:37 in the morning on a Monday. I get the feeling we're going to see this, though. Steve, I will kiss your head and your beard, my friend. Right? If that scares you, I'm sorry. If both of those were to leave and another centre-back was to be brought in, Skinny Lee, big up to you, my man. God, I remember the days when I was skinny. Do you know what? I was literally in the shower just now, and I was thinking to myself, I want a curry tonight. How bad is that? Like, it was like, I was in the shower at like 9 a.m. going, I want a curry. 9 a.m. God, and I've lost weight lately. So, God, the terrible, terrible times. Mark Cousins in the house has said, at Tottenham on tour, Stampede, we're all coming over, or should be. Big up, Mark Cousins. Love you, dude. I hope you're well. Poch who? Only joking, Mark. Love you, man. Hope you're well. Feel good today. Feel like this is a good day. I don't know why. Tell me I'm being an idiot. Tell me I'm deluded. This is a good day. Something's going to happen in the world of Tottenham Hotspur. Come on, Spurs. Something's going to happen. Proud to be a Geordie that said, yeah, Eddie Howe subs cost us the game. Can't knock Liverpool, though. Kept playing till the last minute, but we moved. Yeah, it was disappointing. It was disappointing. You played really well, But you've got to finish your dinner, right? If you don't finish your dinner, you don't beat the big teams. That's how it's going to go. That's not just you. That's anybody, right? By the way, oh, hang on. What's happening there? Why's my... Oh, there we go. Sorry. It was telling me that this stream wasn't live, but it definitely is live. I can see it's live. I can see there's loads of people in here. Kate has said, Savva, Everton need a striker. Selling back to Everton. I don't think Everton will make that mistake again. I think they've just signed Beto, haven't they? From Udinese, if I'm not wrong. I think that's the one. Nothing new this morning. Nothing new since we last spoke from Fabrizio Romano. I'm just checking just to see if David Ornstein said anything. No, at the moment, there's nothing really happening, but I think it will heat up. 5 business days to go. 5 business days. Happy bank holiday to you all as well. Any chance of bursting into an impromptu rendition of I'm Loving Big Ange instead? No, because if I do that, I get clipped. Other YouTubers mock me when it all goes terribly wrong. No. I'm not a young Spurs fan. I understand how this works. Kuva has said, to hell with the cautious optimism. We've been miserable for years. The treble is on, and we needed these 3 captains to lift all the silverware on the open top bus. Big up, Kuva. Yeah, but for somebody who comes on stream 6 or 7 times a day on different shows, I can't be the guy that gets clipped and mocked. Big up, Fran has said, got to be 10 to 15 games till we see where teams are at. Seen it many times before. Someone's top and then gets relegated. Listen, Fran, I agree with you. We've seen it down the years. Teams get promoted and have a great start, like Blackpool. Remember Blackpool when they had that great start? And people start saying things like, oh, my God, is this the year that Blackpool get Europe? Could they keep this? Form normally tends to sort itself out after that 10, 15 games. You are right. Big up Q7. Hope you're well. Compact. What about Semenyo? I tell you what, I thought he gave a doggy a real tough game. I was really, really impressed with Semenyo. And then I looked at Kulu. I'm just saying, like, listen, that's what I like in a wide forward. Someone who's powerful, quick, skill, can go on the outside, inside. I thought he gave him a good game. Maron has said, Savva, what we need to think if Solomon not start versus Fulham, do you think Solomon will stay at Spurs? I think he's definitely going to stay at Spurs, right? I don't see there's any other option on that front. But yeah, I would think he deserves a few more minutes than he's had. But listen, we're 3 games in. As we said before, we're only 3 games into a season. So let's see what happens. Big up to the super chat from Mark Cook, who has said, morning, Savva. Great show as always. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate your support, Mark. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Listen, I am trying to get to as many comments as possible. There really are too many. I'm still stuck on 10:33. So I do apologize. I am trying to rattle through as many as possible. Big up to Dushan over there in South Africa. You said you were in. I think you're in South Africa. Big up to you, Dushan. Ange tried to get Matoma at Celtic. Matoma is perfect. Yeah, Matoma's also going to be about 80, 90 million, isn't he, from Brighton? So I can't see that happening. Rich has said Brennan Johnson will cost more than James Maddison. Let that sink in. Everybody, let that sink in. Yeah, crazy times. What are your thoughts, though, Rich, if it was 20 million and Sanchez going the other way? Would you take that? Samuel has said, your thoughts on Greenwood. Would you look to signing him? I'm definitely not getting into this debate, and I definitely wouldn't look into signing him. Oh, this is not a debate I need to be in on a Monday morning. I will jump straight out of it right now. Sean Whelan, big up my man, said we should go for Jota. He's a free transfer. I like Jota, a link-up play, good footballer, a good technical footballer. Where Savva was right. I listen, Darwin Núñez, for me, I think that he is different to all the other Liverpool forwards. All of the forwards you look at, Diaz, Salah, Gakpo, I'm missing one. Diaz, Salah, Gakpo, Jota are all those small, intricate players that want to get on the ball. I think they need Darwin Núñez through the middle as a focal point, doing what he did yesterday. I think that guy will get you 20 goals in the Premier League if you play him every game. Problem is, when Liverpool got 5 forwards, what do you do? Someone else saying Jota from Al Ittihad with a loan to buy option would be superb. I'd take him all day long, not going to lie to you. Anyone surprised we've not done anything on a loan basis? Anyone? You know, there's players out there going out on loan. Should we be getting some loan players in? Excuse me for 1 second. Big up, big up, big up, big up. Big Daddy Shin has said next phase for Andrew's team is to go quick from keeper. This hasn't happened yet. Johnson will help this. Going to be interesting to see, isn't it? I just got a feeling something's happening today. Chris Sperrin, big up to you as a tap the likes and the subs on your way and costs you nothing and sorts out Savva. Thank you very much. I'm not going to ask for any likes or subs this week. So yeah, please listen to this guy. Let's catch up. Scholesy said, big up, Sav. Hope you're well. I am very well, thank you. Mr. Post Office, whenever I've watched Arsenal, Partey is starting from right back and moving into midfield. It's very different. For me, I think you are... Listen, I know you don't want to admit it, but for me, I think Arteta's getting it terribly, terribly wrong at the moment. You've got one... You could potentially have one of the best midfield threes in Europe, and he keeps playing Havertz in there. It's very weird. People forget when Kane was playing terribly for months, Son carried the whole team. Every world-class player goes through patches. I'm not even going to respond to this nonsense that Son is world-class. World-class players don't have a patch like this for over a year. Midori has said, why is Gabriel not playing? What is Arteta thinking? Crazy times. The real N7 Yid Lewis has said, I remember when Spurs used to make that marquee signing, Ozzy and Villa, Lineker, Gaza. Yeah, listen, I hear you, bro. I hear you. We've even brought the likes of Ginola in, like proper top marquee players. We don't seem to do that anymore, but hey, it is what it is. I'm just trying to get through to any curry of any type is amazing. Yeah, listen, Chris, if I tell you my curry of choice, you're all going to mock me. I don't like spice. I don't like spice. So, yeah, I'm not going there. Shane Reynolds is in the chat. Channel member said, morning, Savva. Hopefully we make some of the signings that we need. I've got a feeling we're going to. Come on, if we all pray together. And by the way, I'm an atheist, but we're going to pray to the football gods. I believe in the football gods. I don't believe in any other god, but I believe in those gods. Come on, the football gods. Just for once, let it be Spurs' year. Palmsy has said, Arteta? That's not a word, is it? Arteta is trying to reinvent the wheel. I can only hope he stops being stubborn and goes back to what works. Listen, I love watching what he's doing because it's just not right. I worry if he finally works out that the midfield three should be what it should be, I worry because that's a brilliant midfield. At the moment, I'm happy. Big up to Ellie, who said, put your thumb down on the like button for Savva. He is doing this on a bank holiday, having lost weight too. Yeah, I'll put it all back on today, Ellie. I know the wife is at her dad's, so I'm going to be streaming all day, eating crap. You know how it is. You know how it is. Big up to you. Rich, listen, there's nothing stopping you, man. Go and grab yourself a curry, dude. Scholesy saying Newcastle botted it yesterday. Angelo said he saw himself in the shower and thought it was Sean. I mean, listen, I'll tell Sean. I'm sure he'll be very excited about that prospect. Hobbers is not sold on Johnson. Would be happier with Gift Orban. I think this is the problem. If Johnson comes in and if it doesn't work, lots of people are going to go, oh my God, Gift Orban. And this is the problem, right? They've got to get this right. Sav, we ain't going to have one of those windows. Oh, all right, I'm dreaming over here. Let me dream. El Dante said we're now having to rely on Levy specials at the end of the window. Oh, the old Levy. Levy time. Who remembers Levy time? Because he once got Van der Vaart from Real Madrid. Wolves F1 has said Ten Hag is wheeling and dealing. And if they want Reggie, I'm not surprised. Rumours say they want Nelson Semedo as well. I mean, I'll tell you what, Man United, some strange noises coming out of that club. Cucurella and Reggie and Perisic and Semedo, some strange things going on there. Felix Metz has said, morning, Savva, brand new Spurs fan from Oz here, and the Messiah. Big up to our Australian friends. Big up to you, Felix. You're more than welcome. We've got people from all around the globe inside the house, always do. People in Fiji, people in Singapore, South Africa, USA, United Kingdom. We're people from everywhere. Carnival is getting to your head. Oh, Carnival is not a bit of me. That's not a bit of me, I'm afraid. Not anymore. I went a few times when I was younger. It's all a bit aggy. No, not really for me. Not a peaceful place at all. Fran, United Cove, said it's the hope that kills you. I know that. I have the Glazers. Fran, do you know what? At least I'll say the Glazers have delivered you some trophies. Trust me, when you're a Spurs fan with Levy, then you get the pain. Philly 2019. Big up to everyone. I'm really enjoying this morning, by the way. Big up to you. Really enjoying the chat. Hope you are as well. Philly has said the best analogy of a season is the tortoise and the hare. It also sums the transfer window to last summer. We started off like the hare, but the tortoise, who were United, had a better window than Spurs. Interesting. Oh, I do love a bit of butter chicken, Big Daddy Shin. I do. I love a bit of butter chicken. Some Peshwari naan. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Some sugaloo. Yeah, some onion barges. Oh, yeah. I'm ready for my dinner now, and I haven't even had any breakfast. Big up to... did I see Strasbourg Steve in the house? Did I? I'm not sure. I'll get to one of his comments if he's in the house. Steph has said, Beto is a strong physical striker with a pace, can finish, but his playmaking ain't the best, more of an old school. I'll tell you what, though, isn't that what Everton needs, Steph? I truly believe that Everton need a target man. They desperately need that. Otherwise, I can see Everton going down. Let me know what you think. Big up to Daniel Harris in the house that said, brace yourself for something Spursy tomorrow. Trying to be positive here. Only we can create such a wave of optimism and then lose our first cup game. And then follow that up with Milton, who said, I hope Ange gets sacked. Big up to you, Milton. Who do you support? Rich has said, you've got to have an onion bhaji with your curry. Sure, absolutely got to have onion bhajis with your curry. It's rude not to. Tigaro is here saying, rip up those contracts, please. Cut up those contracts. Maron has said, if Reguilon is going to play as a Man United defender, Savva can play as a Spurs striker. Listen, I would score as many goals as Richarlison in a season. Let that sink in. If I played 30 games last season like Richarlison did, I would have got one goal. Big up Coover said, I was clipped and mocked once too, Savva. Cost me £120. Nice girl, though. Oh, Coover. Always with the funny ones, old Coover. Big up to you. Hope the house move is going well. Big up to the super chats inside the place. Nana Hotspur, thank you so much. Very generous of you. Has said, I want Orban. What's going on there? We could buy him for what we are willing to pay for Johnson. We could buy both. Love your show, Savva. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much for loving the show. I really appreciate you being here. Listen, I think the whole Orban thing has gone well out of sync, right? I think a lot of people ran with it, me included. We heard we wanted Orban, but nothing's ever happened, has it? Like no bid has ever gone in. But I agree with you. I think most people would rather see Orban than a Johnson. But at the end of the day, we're not the ones that make the signings. So we'll see. Big up to absolutely everyone in here. There's 660 of you in here, which is absolutely crazy for 10 to 11 on a bank holiday morning. Big up to all the people that have liked. Thank you very much so far. Right, where am I? Here we go. Chris said, if it was 20 million and Sanchez, I'd book the taxi now. Now, I think if you're getting Brennan Johnson this way and Sanchez that way, and we've outlaid 20 million, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that business because Sanchez is awful. 20 million for a player isn't bad. I'm all over that. Milton wants Graham Potter as manager. Who do you support, Milton? Yeah, let's not go down this route or thinking that he's ever going to be the England captain. I can assure you right now, my friend, this is never going to happen. Kevin Kay has said, if Spurs get Johnson and Tosin from Fulham, what would you rate the overall window out of 10? I also think Johnson might play as a striker. Look, I'm always hesitant. Reticent? Where did I say that from? I'm always hesitant to give a score out of 10. First and foremost, I want to see the window through. I also believe that a transfer window is about who goes as well as who comes in. So listen, if we got Johnson in, okay. Tosin in, okay. I think they're okay depth signings. None of those signings excite me, though. So that's just me. Yes. For Earth Below, I said loans in. Yes, very surprised. Yeah, maybe we might get some loans in the next 5 days. Who knows? Maybe we will. Scholesy thinks that Arteta is over complicating things. Yes, I agree with you. I think that he's trying to be like Pep. And unfortunately, Pep is Pep for a reason, and Arteta is Arteta for a reason. Quinny has said, I hope Spurs do actually go for Ryan Gravenberch from Munich. There was reports of that last night. X-Man has said, Savva, it's a Greek thing. We don't have spice in our food, so can't handle spicy stuff. Listen, dude, I cannot handle the spice at all. I don't mind admitting it. Random YouTube commenter has said, Ange has been talking about transfer movement for weeks now. Surely this week is the week. Well, it has to be, right? This is the last week, 5 days, Monday through to Friday. This is it, people. This is it. Strap yourselves in. Mary has said 2 kormas then Savva. Mine's a prawn. I tell you what, every now and then I have a korma. I don't tend to go for a korma. I like a pasanda. I like sweet things. So I like a pasanda or butter chicken. Never prawn. I do not eat prawns. They are disgusting. Yuck, yuck, fish, yuck, 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 yuck. Yeah, I knew I'd get mocked. Here we are, Korma Heritage TV. No McDonald's later. No, no McDonald's. No McDonald's. No. Good morning to the Herbalizer 420. Big up to you. The 420th Herbalizer. Big up to you. Rodney Roberts, channel member, has said, Savva, if we get to a cup final or make top 5, I'll personally buy you something. Trust me, you're going to love it. Oh, God. Should I be worried about that? Big up to everyone. Big up to everyone that has liked the show so far. It's much appreciated. Thank you for the super chats. I am desperately trying to get through to every comment, but there are so many, and I am having to skip big chunks of them out. I'm so sorry. Q7 has said the likes of Mbuemo, Damari Gray, Neto, Bowen, all wide players more effective than Johnson. I think the price is why I'm so against it. He's not the worst player, but nothing special at all. Let me know, people. What do we think? Bowen, I don't think West Ham would ever sell him to us. Neto, for me, is exciting. Does he have enough output? Damari Gray and Buemo, interesting. Let me know your thoughts. Big up to Ellie in the house who said, only Pep get it right most of the time. I think Big Ange will give him a run for his money. I want to see new trophies in our trophy cabinet, not replicas. Listen, let's have this year and bed down, and then hopefully we can start challenging the big boys. But to challenge the big boys, you've got to start bringing in some big players to challenge those people. Mike said, can you believe Arsenal paid all that money for Havertz? Didn't they watch him playing for Chelsea? Chelsea couldn't believe their luck. Mike, I'm guessing they're saying exactly the same thing for us about Ndombele, about Richarlison, and maybe Brennan Johnson if we spend 50 million on him and he doesn't work out. So let's see. Yusuf said, has Steve calmed down yet? I've not seen him in the chat, so I don't know. I hope he's okay. He was very upset yesterday with the Newcastle goings on. Sean Egan has said chicken korma and a cheese naan. A cheese naan. Oh, no. Peshwari. Sweet. Anything sweet I like. Peshwari naan, butter chicken, pasanda, sweet things. Random YouTube commentator said, Everton needs someone to finish. Their finishing is just sad to watch. Yeah, it's looking bleak for them at the moment, but they're bringing in Beto. Will they bring in anyone else? Mike has said, here come the Tottenham doom and gloomers. Mike, but they might call you the Tottenham toxic positivity crew, right? Because at the moment, I've not seen one objective comment from you, Mike. All I've seen is everything is wonderful, and that's fine, but other people like to be objective, so I think you need to let them be objective as well as you just being a happy clapper. That's fine, but so far I've not seen you say one objective thing about anything at Tottenham Hotspur. Big up for the super chat. Why is it not showing me who it is? Here it is, Orox Beats. Love you, man. Hope you're well. I said there is so much more talent out there, cheaper than Johnson. For 50 million, we can get Yoda left wing and Bakayoko right wing and play Son striker. I don't know what Ange sees in Johnson, especially for 50 million. Yeah, this is the thing, right? I agree with you. Look, if we can go with a theory. If Postecoglou wants him, we get him. We were already linked with him before Postecoglou came, so there's going to be that scrutiny. But I do think there's much better players out there. However, if he comes in and hits the ground running, then we're all happy, right? We're all happy campers, surely, right? I'm trying to keep up. Kuva said there's nothing wrong with liking a mild curry, Savva. It's all about the flavour. You're still a big girl's blouse, though. Oh, yeah, I am terrible. When we go to restaurants with my mates, with the wife, whatever, I just get such non-spicy food. I always have to ask, where it says chili here? How chili is it? You know, that sort of thing. I can't take it. Can't take it. Absolutely not. Seafood is the worst. Palmsy. I don't know who he's talking to. I think they're having a chat and I know it's not me. Big up, Strasbourg Steve. How are you, my man? Said still furious after yesterday. That was shambolic. If you want a positive, I'm happy that Tonali and Gordon were very impressive. They were very impressive, yes. Steve, big up. Thanks for coming on yesterday, man. I know it wasn't easy for you. I know that you really wanted that win and everything was looking so good for you. Kate has said, Savva, Lille now want gift Orban. If Lille get gift Orban, yeah, after who got what's his name? Who's the guy that left from Norgeland that everyone liked as well? He went to one of the French clubs as well. Was it Lyon? Stephen Roper has said, what about Sanchez and Dyer plus 20 million for Johnson? Listen, yeah, cool. Get them out. I don't care. I don't care where they go. I don't want either of them in my football club. Mike said, we won't pay 30 million for Orban, who is untried. Prefer Johnson. Mike, I'm sorry, mate. I don't think you watch any football. Orban's a much better footballer than Brennan Johnson. I'm sorry. This is Mike, I feel you're starting to troll a little bit now. This is getting really silly. Stanley Kush is still waiting for Tap Sober. Big up to you, Stanley Kush. I hope you are well. Super chat in here from Oryx Beats again. Big up to you. So I said I'd be happy to prove him wrong about Johnson. Listen, Oryx Beats, listen, I don't think he's the worst player in the world. I don't think he's the best player in the world. I just feel for me, and we might be proven wrong, it screams a little bit of no real ambition. It just screams like this could be an easier deal. He's British from a smaller club. It just feels like, I don't know, that it doesn't excite me. If he comes in, I'll get behind him for sure. Every player deserves us to get behind them in their first season at least, right? Quinny has said, does Johnson go straight into the starting lineup? Who does he replace? Well, this is the question. For me, if he comes in, he's got to go straight in above Kulu on that right-hand side. But let's see what other people think. There's so many comments. I'm so sorry I can't get to them all. There's so many. Amen. Listen, I don't want either of them. I don't want either of them kept. I think we've made this mistake for years talking about which one we'd rather keep. Get rid of both and get in another centre-back. We've had a whole summer to do this. We've had 5 years to get rid of these two and haven't. Mr. Post Office, they're having a little chat. Marona said, I think Gonzalo Jimenez, the striker of Benfica, can be great. I don't know him as much. I'd take Santiago Jimenez from Feyenoord in a heartbeat over Brennan Johnson and Orban, if I'm being completely honest. Ankit has said, not really. We do want Johnson. He looks like a good ball progressor from the wing. He would do better than Orban. Well, I mean, first of all, they play different positions, but I don't know. I feel like the person who said it earlier had it in sync when they said, you know, Brennan Johnson so far, he's been okay, but in a team in transition, I don't know what he's like in a team that have the ball. Bobby Andrews has said, sack our scouts and employ someone to follow the Brighton scouts around the globe. Damn right. Get that stalker. Kuva, big up to you, has said, how about Lloris, Dyer, Sanchez, Ndombele, Lo Celso, and 20 million for Brennan Johnson? Give them Eric Dyer too, and I'd pay them an extra 20 million. Oh, good God. We need to get rid of so much deadwood, don't we? We really, really do. Strasbourg Steve has said, I criticise Arteta for overcomplicating the in-game management. So I need to do the same for Eddie Howe for yesterday's foolishness. Yeah, overthinking sometimes can be the worst thing. Yeah, everyone's trying to do a Pep. Big up Steve. He's followed on from that and said, this Brennan Johnson saga reminds me of how I felt about us signing Gordon, to be honest. Yeah, listen, he could come. I think it's the same with anything, Steve, right? Any player could come in and be brilliant. Any player could come in and flop. I just don't know whether or not, I think because Spurs have had so many of these types of signings in the last 10 years that haven't worked, I think that's where people are a little bit cautious about it, right? I think that would be the word I would use, that we're cautious about it. Mariner said, with all the wins, everybody forgot the 100 million still leave his hands. Yeah, it doesn't quite work like that, though. I hear what you're saying. There's money, but I don't think it just quite works like that. Can we stop using the term Big Ange? It makes him sound like a character from Prison Cell Block H. Okay. BVB David has said it's not getting over gassed and giving it some more matches. All be all right if Spurs start for Spurs so far. If all be all right. Start for Spurs so far. Oh, sorry, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Chris Lonnie has said, good morning, Savva from Oz. I'm not an apologist for Richie, but almost all ex-player pundits praise him for off-the-ball work. Ange the same. Well, Ange is going to. Ange, as your manager, is not going to turn around and say, Ange is not going to turn around and say, oh, he's terrible, blah, 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 is he? Let's be brutally honest. As for all ex-player pundits, no, they don't. I'm seeing plenty saying that Spurs need to sign better than Richarlison. Listen, your one trait up front for Tottenham Hotspur can't be that you work hard. It can't be. You've got to have something to your game. Random YouTube commentator said, Bakayoko looks like the perfect fit for the system. I think he would fall 15 million to 25 million. Philly said, I like people like Mike Naylor. It's fun when they get a dose of reality. Listen, I think the difficulty is, Philly, is listen, I think it's great that Mike Naylor's super positive. I do. I think it's great. I think the difficulty is for people like me and you, maybe maybe Mike is younger and hasn't seen it, but we've seen so many false storms. We've seen so many bad players bought. We've seen so many signings not work that the cautious nature of us is in there. I'd love to just sit there and say every player is great, but it just doesn't work like that. What's the deal with Orban following Tottenham on Instagram? I don't know. We've been after him apparently for about 6-7 weeks now, or 5 weeks, whatever it is, and we never seem to put in a bid. So we'll see. Let's see what the last couple of days of the window hold. 5 days to go, including today. Every minute we're on screen is a minute less of the transfer window, people. Shafay has said, on one hand, I feel like Brennan Johnson could surprise us like Solomon did. We didn't expect much of him, but on the other hand, Solomon was free. I mean, we haven't even seen Solomon, to be honest, Shafay, have we? He's not been given any real minutes in the Premier League so far. I think about 15 against Man United. Wayne has said, compare the league, bro. The championship is better than I can't go along with this. I think this is so close-minded. Gift Orban is a young player. Just because he plays in a lower league doesn't mean that he's not going to be a good player. I feel like people like this need real critical thinking lessons. I really think they do. Look at all the players that have come out of Belgium, France, Holland, Croatia, and we constantly knock these leagues, and they're constantly producing players. I think you've got to get your head out of the clouds, my man. Really do. Savva's Mud Spurs has said, so underwhelmed by Brennan Johnson, and I'm sick of seeing Kulu. I'd rather Solomon goes right wing and the money is better used elsewhere. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Farmers League, I agree. People don't understand any other leagues. It's a shame, really. It's a shame. I think people should not judge a player just for the league they play in. Steve is saying get rid of Dyer and Sanchez and play Phillips. I agree with you. Put in the subs comments only or slow mode if that is an option. I think it's all right. We haven't had any trolls today. It's been good today. Flight Waiter said, I mean, that league is not good. Okay, let me ask you a question. Where did Thierry Henry come from? Where did Moussa Dembele come from? Where did Berbatov come from? Where did Modric come from? Where did Hugo Lloris come from? Alderweireld, Vertonghen, Carl Walker, Danny Rose, Christian Eriksen, Axel Witsel, Lukaku. Where did Erling Haaland come from? Dude, you will not win this battle. You will not let it. All it is just showing that you don't understand the correlation between a league not being as big as the Premier League, but a player could be. You just don't know. Spurs Talk Show. Anthony Gordon was excellent yesterday. Honestly, mate, And he's gone on to Sean, big up to you. He's going to say best performance from Gordon since before last. Listen, I was a bit shocked, to be honest, Sean. I thought he was giving Trent Alexander-Arnold the runaround. And then when he made the change, it wasn't the same. I would have kept him on. I don't understand sometimes when managers take off players that have been excellent. But it is what it is. Santiago Jimenez was great yesterday for Feyenoord, a brace. Yeah, he's a good player. I like this boy. I would take him all day long, Santiago Jimenez, and I don't think he'd cost the world. I just don't get it, Flight Wayne. You guys think if someone is shining in that league is going to tear up the Prem? No one says he's going to tear up the Prem. I think, unfortunately, Flight Wayne, this is the last comment of yours I'm going to read out, because when people use the word ball knowledge, increase your ball knowledge. Listen, as I've just said to you, where did all of those players come from that I just read out? Where did all of those players come from? France, Holland, Belgium, Croatia, Romania, Norway. They haven't done too bad, have they? By the way, guys and girls, Erling Haaland's rubbish because he came from the Norwegian league. Erling Haaland is rubbish. According to Flight Wayne, Erling Haaland's no good. Flight Wayne, bring it back to me, man. You know what you've just said. Big Daddy Shin has said, I think we'll get Johnson and Gift. Daniel Harris has said, problem is, it's not that Johnson is good and Orban is just a bit better. It's Johnson is good, but Orban could turn out to be the next Drogba, and we're sleeping on him. I listen, whenever I've watched Orban, for me, I just think there's so much potential in that guy. So many facets to his game. Brennan Johnson, for me, has one facet, which is his pace. Sean gave a really good breakdown of Brennan Johnson the other day. When I look at Orban, the guy's quick, right foot, left foot, header, can dribble with the ball. I don't know. I just think there's so much more to him than Brennan Johnson. Big up to absolutely everyone in here. We will be going for another 20 minutes. And then we'll call it a day. So big up to you all. And then I'll be live at 2 p.m. with Kaz from Never a Foul Media as we look back at all the Premier League action from the weekend. And obviously that was the show that last week I had to walk out halfway through the show because of something personal. So apologies. We're just rerunning that. Jake B has said, Savva, Orban could be the next Drogba or the next John Obi Mikel. Still a cheap gamble regardless. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think a lot of people, Jake, I agree with you, and this could be said for all players, right? I think for a lot of fans, though, not you, Jake. I really think that we write off anyone if they don't come from the Premier League or the Liga or the Italian League. I think it's crazy. I think people need to start watching a bit of football. I think they need to do their research. I just think it's mad. You could say, look how many flops have come from the Premier League. I mean, Richarlison was literally bought from the Premier League. Richarlison was bought from the Premier League. Kai Havertz from the Premier League. Look at these players, but we want to have a go at a Gift Orban. El Dante has said, when we play against Liverpool, then Solomon needs to play up against Trent. Yeah, absolutely. Whoever plays against Trent Alexander-Arnold needs to be able to go on the outside, the inside, and completely bamboozle him. Completely bamboozle him for me. Absolutely. Big up to all the people that have liked so far. It's much appreciated. Thank you for all the super chats so far. Big up to you on this Monday bank holiday morning. Ghent have a Conference League game Thursday. Spurs will move after this, leaving it very late, isn't it? Thursday gives you less than 48 hours to get the deal done. Kuva 99 said, if you play in a weaker league, you need to stand out from the crowd. Bang on. Gift Orban is doing exactly that. Kuva, it cracks me up, man. Like when you look at some of our greats, where they came from. I mean, Modric was playing in Croatia. Do you know what I mean? Like Berbatov was playing in Bulgaria and then to Germany, but we're just writing off anyone that plays in any other league. It is baffling. I just look at all the players in the Premier League. Yeah, look at all the players other than the English players. Where did they come from? They came from these leagues. They're ripping it up. The Portuguese league, I hear, get called a farmers league. Look how many good Portuguese players in the Premier League. I know, Steve, I hear you. Steve has said, why do people keep trying this stupid argument about players outside of England? For God's sake, 80% of the Premier League's talent is foreign. I know, unfortunately, we got people like Flight Wayne that don't watch football. So here he is. Not a lot you can do. Said, okay, I'm sorry, bro. Is that what we want? To get a striker in Jan Ange doesn't want to kill Richie's confidence. We'll stick with Son and Richie up top. I mean, Flight Wayne, if you're condoning Richarlison and mocking Orban at the same time, I think you've just exposed yourself to a lot of people that you really haven't got a clue about football. But big up to you. I've enjoyed having you in here with your really bad comments, but thank you. Ellie said, Savva's 100% correct. Talent that comes from other leagues has excelled in our Premier League, stormed it, lit it up. Ellie, do you know what? I believe not everyone will, but the league is so heavily based on foreign footballers. I mean, right now on the screen in front of me, right? I'm watching Sky Sports News is on here. Odegaard. Where did Odegaard come from? Right? Pereira is on it. Where did Pereira come from? Right? You look at all of these players, they're all foreign from these leagues, and yet you've got people like this Wayne guy that say things like, yeah, but he's from this league, he's no good. It's like, what? How do you know that? Like, what? If no player from any other league was any good, there wouldn't be scouts. No one would employ scouts to go around the world. Yeah, let's keep that criminal at Spurs. Yeah, absolutely. The White Rooster has said exactly, Kuva. What some scouts do when scouting a player in a lesser league is watch the game without knowing who the player is. The player should stand out quickly. Bang on. Eric Torsvek came from Norway. He wasn't bad, was he? No. Listen, I do feel it's just uneducated people that just say things really. I don't mean in terms of school, college. I just mean uneducated in football. It's just, oh my God, you're from Belgium. You must be rubbish. Toby Alderweireld, Jan Vertonghen, Moussa Dembele. What was their nationality? Oh, yeah, they were all from Belgium. Eden Hazard was from Belgium. Oh, my God. Savva's Mudspurs. I love this conversation. It's good to get some debates in. Said the Brazilian league ain't the greatest strength-wise, but look at the talent pool there. Oh, for sure. There's players all over the world. It's madness. It's absolutely madness. Maron has said you prefer to spend 50 million on Orban instead of send Richie to the bench, move Son to the middle, put Solomon as left wing and solve the problem. I don't care what we've got to cover at the moment. Yeah. We need more forwards, even if we keep all the ones we've got. Nah, man, listen, we're just having a football chat. I'm not rattled. Just having a football chat, my man. Isn't that what football conversations are about? Don't we want to have debate? Don't we want to have some lively conversation? Come on, man. Let's keep it real. Again, unfortunately, mate, you've not seen Orban. If you think Scarlett and Valisa are anywhere near as good as Orban, you have got no clue, my friend. Adrian Parker, big up to you. As said, play to the system, not the player. Ange knows what he wants. Yeah, but we've been after Brennan Johnson for a couple of windows. So is this his? Is this his? PTM has said, I'm loving Big Ange instead. Big up to you. Wolves, Finland has said, Odegaard, be fair, was already 16 years of age, Real Madrid. That's not what I asked. What league did he come from? What league did he come from? He didn't come from Real Madrid, did he? Odegaard was bought through in where? Tosin, back in talks with Monaco the next 48 hours. I think that hopefully leads the path to Eric Dyer to go to Fulham. Let's really, really hope so. Just check and see with Fabrizio Romano if anything's come up. I'll check Ornstein as well. He has said Fulham centre-back Adarabioyo has trained separately yesterday as the club are prepared for his departure. Tosin informed the club of his intention to leave. Monaco reopened talks with Fulham, hoping to agree a deal in the next 48 hours. So it looks like that is going to go ahead. And hopefully that then means they're going to come in from Eric Dyer. Tottenham all, big up Savva, big up to you as well, my friend. Thank you to everybody who has been in the show. We're going to go for another 12 minutes. But thank you to everyone who's been in, and thank you to everyone who has liked. It's much appreciated. And a few subscribers as well. And you'll notice I haven't asked for likes or subs once during this show. So hopefully that's appreciated. DM has said, don't we have an owner who is a criminal? Are you talking about Joe Lewis? Technically not our owner at the moment, is he? But hey, it is what it is. I don't want him there either. Herbalizer 420 said Gareth Bale was a left back for Southampton in the Championship. Obviously wasn't good enough. I know. Tom, I would take Yotta on a free all day long. I would take him on a free. Gives us something different. Absolutely. Chris Lonnie has said week 14, Man City away will be my measure. We should know by then how it's going. Interesting. Yeah, I think after the first 10 to 15 games, you get a real grasp of where you are. Lee D has said, from what I've heard about Orban, we need to move now. And loads of foreign players make it here. That's what Wayne Fantasyland going on about. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Gold K says, Savva Matoma came from Japanese university. I know, but he can't be any good, Matoma, right? Because he didn't come from a big league. Phoenix Eastman TV has said, well said about we wouldn't have scouts. I'm sick to death of arguing with people about players coming from farmers' leagues. You've got to start from somewhere. I think the key thing here is, Phoenix, what we're actually talking about, right? Let's break this down. There's 600 people in here. Let's break this down. What we've actually talking about here is nationality. That's what we're talking about, Phoenix. Gift Orban can't help that he was born in Belgium and grew up playing for Belgian football teams, right? The same way Steven Gerrard grew up in Liverpool playing for English football teams, right? Just as an example. So what we're saying is a player is no good because of their nationality is what we're saying, which is wrong, as we know. Eamon, are we happy with the main 4 centre-back options? Absolutely not. I'm happy with the first 2, not the others. And AD has said our Deadwood is going. Hope it's true. Need to free the salary cap. Ndombele is the highest paid in our club. Oh, for sure. For sure. Philly said George Weah came from Liberia. Absolutely. Terrible striker, George Weah. What a player he was. Scholesy said debate is necessary and good things keep it interesting. Just imagine how long any show would last if everyone was agreeing on everything. Oh, mate, for sure. I always say this. I always say this. Like when people go, last night was brilliant. Somebody came into the show and went, oh, you're negative and we're 2nd or 3rd in the league. So not negative. We're talking about how can we improve? Like, how do we improve that forward line? Imagine we came on the show and went, everything's brilliant. Sean, what do you think? Yep, brilliant. Good. Percy, what do you think? Yep, nothing needs to change. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. See you later. Like, there'd be no show, would there? Anton has said, Savva, big up to you for the patience in this chat. These football hipsters. But yeah, football has certainly changed, hasn't it? Football has certainly changed with people's opinions are crazier than ever these days. Big up to you. Ben K is in the chat. Hope everyone is having a good day so far. Ben, we are. People are behaving. They're liking. They're subscribing. I haven't even asked. It's been lovely today. Adrian has said, being cynical, I reckon the club are framing Johnson as an and signing because the manager is in the fans' good books. Possibly. Alex Gonzalez, big up to you, has said, good. Tosin goes to Monaco and we finally put his name to rest. He doesn't want to play for Spurs. I just hope that this knocks on to Dyer going to Fulham, Alex. What do you think? Ash7, big up my man, said, I remember when fans kicked off at being linked to Grealish and Elise. Oh, yes. You know what it is? I don't think anyone can see past a young player and think, what will they be in 2 to 3 years? That's what I think it is. Andy Grant said, get Dyer to Fulham before tomorrow night. Yeah, let him play against us. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Dyer signs for Fulham today and plays against us tomorrow in the Cup. And knowing Spurs, he'd get, it would be a header at the back post last minute and knock us out. Big up to Ben. Thank you so much, mate. The main man, the main moderator is in the house. Big up to everyone who has liked. El Dante has said, Jamie Vardy came from the non-league. He did okay, didn't he? Yes, he did indeed. Absolutely, George. Where did Tim Cahill come from? Another very good Premier League midfielder who scored goals for fun. Siraj has said, Bakayoko and Orban look mouth-watering. I think it means over Johnson. Hector said, most big clubs have scouting networks in smaller countries. Ajax have them in Brazil, Africa, etc. Yeah, absolutely. Tigaro has said, nationality, same as managers. People wrote off Ange forever because he was Australian. It's a good point. I just think that's what it comes down to. You can't help where you're born. Like when people go, oh, your accent. Not to me, I mean to anybody. Like I can't, like for me, I can't help that I was born in South London, can I? Do you know what I mean? It's like I didn't decide where my parents were going to have me have me born. You know what I mean? Absolutely, Sean. Is Angelo good because he's an Aussie? Yeah, absolutely. Hennessy said, morning all. Just woke up from going out last night for the bank holiday. I'm in pieces. Big up to you. Listen, tell you what, best thing I ever did, give up drinking. Wake up every day, clear head, come on here, talk to you great people, and we have football chat. Let's be fair, back in the day, you had to meet up with your mates to have these football chats. Now we're doing it every morning. Nana Hotspur said, these Farmers Leagues produce some wonderful footballers. Farmers League, such an ignorant, ridiculous term. I agree with you completely. Sorry, I'm going to try. Ash said, Ange wouldn't take any players he doesn't want. Yeah, listen, I'm not saying that he doesn't want Johnson. I think what people were questioning, Ash, was whether or not it was him that wanted him or whether he just gave a green tick. Big difference, right? But listen, if he comes in, we get behind him. Hopefully he goes straight in the team. I don't want to spend £50 million on a player and then we don't see him start. Do you know what I mean? I want him to go straight into the team. Kate says, Savva, we need a centre-back and Gift Orban. I think, listen, we definitely need a centre-back and a forward player. We definitely do. Berto has said, any player is a gamble, no matter where they are from. You can mitigate that gamble by good scouting, but you never know how it will turn out. E.g. Eden Hazard, great in the Prem, not so good in La Liga. Bang on. Absolutely bang on this comment. Absolutely bang on. The Premier League, which is amazing. Hazard made it look easy. He went to La Liga, didn't get on. Different players, different leagues. It's all it is. That's all it is. Great comment, that. One of my best comments of the day from Berto. Dushan said, yes, South Africa, quick update. Boys match broke out into a fight on Friday. 3 of my ladies were involved. Boys soccer suspended. All this, and we play second on the log tomorrow. Wow. It's all got very interesting out there. And off the back of that, Dushan has become a channel member. Big up to you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. The channel member only shows every 2 weeks. So we did one on Friday. So there'll be another one in about 10, 12 days time. But big up to you, Dushan. Thank you very much for all your support. You're always in here and being very, very kind. Got a lot of people still in the chat. Big up to absolutely everyone. Let me know, should we do a show tonight? Obviously, I have to set the show. Should we do a show tonight? Probably knowing that something might have happened in the world of football, in the world of Tottenham. Do I set a show for maybe 8 or 9 tonight? Let me know your thoughts. The White Rooster said Brighton's front line, Ferguson from Bohemians in Ireland, Matoma from Kawasaki Frontale in Japan, and Enciso from Libertad, Paraguay. Enough said. There's no limit to varying opinions. That is wonderful. I absolutely agree with that. Orange Fantasy. I love that. I love that just an orange thumbnail. Says Savva, we have a hard time selling players than signing new ones. Yeah, I mean, it's tough, isn't it? It's been really tough for Spurs to get these players out the door. Big up to everyone in this show that has liked. Big up to everyone that has subscribed. I will say now, we have got 5 minutes left of the show. Thank you to everyone. We have got, and hopefully for nearly an hour and a half, I've not mentioned this, and I won't moving forward, but 354 likes. Let's get that to 400 ASAP. And I will put the link to the channel in the chat. If anyone would subscribe, that would be great. Thank you very much. That's the last time I'll ask. But the link is in the chat. It's now pinned. And I really, really do appreciate all your support. So thank you. Tottenham Andy said, I've also gone sober. Savva feels so fresh. You know what? Mine's only been 3 weeks. Right. But I needed to make that change. I needed to get to the point where I'm fresh, where I'm waking up, doing these shows. I needed to get to the point where Saturdays and Sundays weren't ruined because I was sitting there with a banging headache. I needed to get fitter. I wanted to get stronger. I don't mean like a muscle man. I just wanted to feel better in myself. And thank you to a couple of people I've just subscribed off the back of me putting that link in. So you're very, very kind. Thank you very much. As we chase down, we're actually chasing down 10,500 now. So we're about 60 away from 10,500. So that'd be wonderful if a few people do. Big up to absolutely everyone. Loves music. Good morning to you, my man. Good morning. Hope you're well, brother. Hope you're well. Daniela said, yes, please do a show tonight. Mark said, yeah, definitely. Okay, we'll set a show for tonight. Don't you worry. I'll see what the other boys are doing and try and work around that. Sean Smith, big up to you. Big up to you, Sean. Hope you are well, brother. Hope you're well. Patrick has said Steven Bergwijn and Janssen were destroyed trying to compete with Kane. Gift only has to get past Richarlison. Good point. Good point. Dylan, big up to you, Dylan. Has said, I'm a drug and alcohol advisor in the prison system. Good news about the whole sober thing. Yes. And do you know what? I look back at some of the nights out I've had and the amounts I've consumed and the money I've spent, and I just think to myself, Jesus, like what was the upside to any of that? Fun times, laughs, jokes, but you wake up the next day, couple of £100 down, head hurts, you're aggy, you're not nice to people. Yeah, it's bad. Big up to Philly, who's also joined the non-drinking crew. Listen, guys and girls, we will leave it there. I'm going to be back at 2 p.m. with Kaz from Never a Foul. You all know Kaz from Never a Foul. Man United fan. We'll be talking about the weekend. And what we will be doing is we will set a show for tonight. Much love, everyone. Thank you so much. Big up to Zen, who's a new subscriber from Oz. Thank you so much, Zen. All I'll say is as we leave the show, thank you to everybody who has liked. Thank you for the subscribe. I've put the link in the chat on your way out. Smash that button. Hopefully you enjoyed it without me asking for likes and subs throughout the show. Thank you to everyone. As always, come on, you Spurs, and come on, let's get something done today in this transfer window. Take care, everyone. See you later. Bye-bye.